Hello, and thank you so much for dropping by this video. This is going to be an answer to a question I got on my channel. And to anyone who's new to this channel, very briefly, this is dedicated to the teachings and work of a man named Bruno Grüning, who taught universal spiritual truths that you can find all throughout history in different cultures, in different religions, and really are the fundamental idea of every religion, that there is a higher reality, power, force, called different names in different cultures, different religions, that is very available to help us on our life journey. And in fact, that being connected to this great energy source, this great power, and living in harmony with it, being guided by it, filling ourselves up daily with this power and living an inspired life is really what life is all about. That's sort of the essence of what Bruno Grüning taught. If you'd like to know more about him, there'll be a link below this video. So on to the question now. Someone wrote in response to a video I made, you say in your captions that healings are possible for every problem. Will this work to help people look younger if that is what they desire? And their wrinkles are also a problem for them. Love the question. Thank you. So first and foremost, before I answer your question specifically, let's take a step back here a moment. And so the idea that Bruno Grüning taught, and the idea again that you'll find in pretty much every religion or spiritual tradition, is that there is an infinite, limitless power, source, consciousness. There are different conceptions, but it's always considered limitless and infinite. That's a universal. You'll find it all around the world, all throughout history. So if we want to look at how powerful this force is, all we need to do is look out the window and look at nature, or look up at the sky. Thanks to modern astrophysics, we know the universe is vast, vast beyond our comprehension. I used to have the figures memorized. It's something like, they estimate 100, I'm just off the top of my head, 100 million galaxies, each one containing 100 billion stars. Like we can't even fathom how big our own galaxy is, much less the universe that contains that. So there's something that made all that. And think about the amount of energy and power and intelligence and wisdom it would take to make that. So that's the first idea, that there's an infinite power in the universe. The second idea is that we can access this power. All throughout history, sages, gurus, teachers, wise men and women have been able to access this power and work what we call miracles, work wonders, things that seem to defy material law. But what they've all said is that underneath this material world is this infinite power, which is both the creator and you could say the ruler, or more powerful than what we think of as, quote, the laws. They're not really laws, but the tendencies that we call science, the material tendencies, the way things tend to happen. That there's this infinite force, power, and that we can access it. So that's the next thing, is throughout history, the quote impossible has happened over and over and over and over again, and I've experienced it myself. I had healings in my own body. So idea number one, infinite power. Idea number two, it is accessible, and it can do what is impossible from a material perspective. Now, on to your question. Will this help people look younger if that is what they desire? Whether it's what they desire or don't desire, they will look younger if they do this practice. So the practice that Bruno Gröning taught, and again, it's very universal, is just receiving this energy. So whether it's your intention to look younger or not, just by the act of receiving this energy, you will look younger. You will have a glow about you. You'll have a radiance. Your eyes will glow. You'll look and feel more healthy and more vital. So you don't even have to have that as an intention. So now, if that is your intention, so here's the thing. This infinite power is available to help us, but it's the boss. We don't get to boss it around. We don't get to demand it or tell it what to do. We get to ask, and we get to learn so that we can live more in harmony with it and hence be happier, healthier, wiser, and yes, younger looking. If that's your desire, that's ultimately will that be brought about? As I've said, it's a natural side effect. Whether or not a prayer is answered is always up to this higher power, which I feel comfortable calling God, but many people don't, and for good reason. We've been taught many horrible things about God, many untrue things. But this, whether a prayer is answered and whether a desire is answered, the infinite power knows what's best. So, and then you wrote, and wrinkles are a problem for them. So can this happen? Absolutely. Absolutely. Will this happen is a side effect, or not as a side effect? Like if you have this intention, like please heal these wrinkles. I'm sure people have asked for that. I've never heard of anyone. Haven't heard anyone report on that. So what I will say is it's beyond question possible. And I'm not trying to dodge the question, but see, in the question is the idea that I can make a result happen. Whereas what might be more accurate is if I work towards this, the question would, a question I can absolutely answer is if you asked, can I work towards this and it's what's best? Will this work? And then the answer is yes, absolutely yes. Will this work? Can I make this happen? Not on your own. If this infinite love, wisdom, power thinks it's best, then yes. So thank you so much for the wonderful question. My apologies for taking so long. If you have any further questions, feel free to ask. Take care, dear ones. Thank you, everyone who watched this video. And hi to my live viewer. Take care. Oh, and lastly, how to take in this energy. So on my website, there's detailed all sorts of information about this, but I'll very briefly lead you through it. Please sit with your legs uncrossed, feet flat on the floor. Hands on your legs, palms facing upwards. Back in a relaxed, upright position, not stiff, but not slouched over. And close your eyes. Now really separate yourself from the idea of all problems, illness, worries, handing them over to this infinite power. And calling on a spiritual helper, spiritual teacher you trust, such as Christ, such as Bruno Gröning. That's who this channel is dedicated to. Asking, please help me to receive the divine healing energy and observe your body. having the will and intention to take this energy in. So if you'd like, you can play some relaxing music, sitting in silence, or sitting in silence, and observe your body, having the intention to take this energy in. Just keep coming back to observing the body, like you're in the warm sunlight and you're drinking in the sun. Just taking in this goodness. Good. Some people have a very strong experience when they do this the first time. Some people don't feel anything. If you didn't feel anything, I invite you to try again. If you feel that what I'm saying is true. I had a friend who, the first time he did this, he felt something, but then for months he didn't feel anything. And then he had a healing of, I think it was 15, 20 years of neck pain. It just vanished. And then he felt the energy very strongly. Blessings to everyone who watches this video on their journey. And it's really true. Nothing is impossible. Nothing is incurable. God, I understand God to be in love, life, goodness that's all around us and even within us. God, life, love, power, infinite power is the supreme physician. Take care.